The reason people hate you. The top 5 phrases.
What do I say?
DanTheGunnerTraining.com.
Okay, so I was doing a video on Am I the Problem at Work? How to know if you're the one that is the problem rather than anyone else. By the way, if you'd like to get notified when that one comes out, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And as I was doing it, I came to a section on the phrases people use that they're unaware are making people hate them. So as it grew a little bit and I was getting into the phrases, I thought, you know what, this deserves a video all to its own. So are you ready? Here we go. These are the top 5 phrases that if you use them, people are going to they're gonna hate you is people are gonna hate you. Don't use these anymore. Number 1, don't take this the wrong way, but. Okay, I'm going to break these down for you where I'm going to give you the translation for this. If you do not already have a danger phrase and a power phrase list, make sure to go to my website, DanO'ConnorTraining.com, and download your free template for a danger phrase and power phrase list. It's pretty simple. It's a piece of paper. One side is danger phrase, one side is power phrase. On the top of your danger phrase list, write the phrase, don't take this the wrong way, but. Because the literal translation for don't take this the wrong way, but is,
I don't take responsibility for the things I say or do. I don't do that. I don't. Is that okay?
Nobody likes that. You know, what that signals is, I realize that I'm about to say something offensive. That's the way it's meant to be taken, and that's the way you're going to take it. But I'm going to try to negate any personal culpability by prefacing what I was about to say with, don't take this the wrong way, but. That's not how it works. You can't do that. That's why people don't like you. Number 2, no offense, but okay, this is very similar to the one we just mentioned. Don't take this the wrong way, but. It's just a slight difference in translation. When you say no offense, but, what that means is,
I'm offensive and I'm okay with that. I'm just letting you know before I say the thing that I know is offensive. But again, I'm going to try to relieve myself of any personal culpability by prefacing it with no offense, but.
If you know that what you're about to say is offensive, remember, not all danger phrases have power phrases. Sometimes they're just eliminate phrases, like that one and the one that came before it. When you are about to say no offense, but, that should signal to a savvy communicator's brain, what I'm about to say is offensive to the person with whom I'm communicating. Therefore, I'm not going to say it. Zip it. That means don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say that. Why would you say that? Number 3, I just have high standards. I just have high standards. When you say I just have high standards, what that literally means is,
I'm a very judgmental person, and because of that, I'm going to judge everyone and everything, and soon you'll get your turn, because I'm going to judge you too.
That's what that means. Who would want to be around that person? You know what I mean? Nobody likes to be judged, and when you announce it to the world that you have high standards, we all know what that means, Judgy Judgerson. You're going to go around judging people, and eventually my turn will come. Therefore, I don't want to be around you. I'm probably not going to like you. I mean, you're just a little judgmental, a little bit. That's why people hate you. Number 4, I'm a perfectionist. I'm just a perfectionist, that's all. I'm just a perfectionist, a little bit perfectionist. Now, many times people will use the phrase, I'm a perfectionist, in a job interview, thinking that that's somehow going to gain them points. But remember, what I'm a perfectionist means is,
I'm arrogant.
and nobody wants to be around an arrogant person, right? Nobody likes an arrogant person. No one admires an arrogant person. Being arrogant is one of the most unattractive qualities of them all. And I don't mean attractive in terms of a sexual sense. I mean, it is not attractive. It tends to repel people when you're arrogant. Under normal circumstances, arrogance is not an attractive factor. So you want to eliminate that phrase. I mean, if, by the way, you are going to judge people and let people know what your standards are, because when we say things such as the previous phrase, I just have high standards, what that really means is I have different standards. I have a different way of doing things. It might be better in your mind. It might not be better in someone else's mind. So we want to keep in mind that diversity, for example, is not about simply black or white or different religious views or different sexual preferences. It is about different ways of thinking. And if I'm truly going to be an inclusive person who celebrates diversity, that means I'm going to appreciate and celebrate, at least be tolerant of, the different ways that people have of doing things and completing a job. You know, when we look at something, for example, and we just say, I guess I just have different standards. That's all. We realize that's an insult to the work you're evaluating. but we don't really know what that means. If what you mean is, I tend to take a more detailed approach in, the finishing. I tend to choose photos that are more vibrant. I tend to take a more customer-focused approach. I tend to take a what approach. Spell it out. Anytime, by the way, we are criticizing work, there are many rules to criticism. The number one rule is, if you are not asked, or it is not your job to deliver criticism, or if you're not on the panel of American Idol, do not deliver it. People will ask you if they want it. If they don't want it, they won't ask you. And to give unsolicited feedback is one of the most vulgar things you could possibly do at work. Don't be vulgar. No one likes that. So people don't like you. And also remember, if you are talking about how something is good, better, or even perfect, say why. I like that because not it is perfect, or it is because the way I would do it. I like that because it is a very customer-focused approach. I like that because it is a very economical solution to our problem. I like that why. Phrases such as perfect, better, best, I don't like that, I think that's a better solution, I think it's a terrible solution, doesn't mean anything. Be specific. Specificity is key. And in addition, those phrases make people hate you. And number 5, some people just don't like hearing the truth. I'm
a truth teller. It's like I'm a fortune teller. I say the truth. I'm a truth teller. I'm like an oracle. That's what I am. And some people have a problem with that because I tell the truth. I tell it like a T-I-is what I do. I tell it like a tis. T-I-is.
Remember, the literal translation to some people just can't handle the truth, or I just tell it like it is and some people can't handle that. What that means is, I can't distinguish between appropriate and inappropriate communication. Why would anyone want to be around someone like that or hire them? I mean, if you can't distinguish between inappropriate and appropriate communication, and inappropriate communication is communication, among many other things, includes communication that makes the people with whom you are communicating uncomfortable. If the people with whom you're talking are uncomfortable, the people that you're serving, the people that you work with, if what you are saying is making them uncomfortable in any way, that is not what a savvy communicator does. And you will be recognized as someone who's not a savvy communicator. It makes people feel uncomfortable. When you tell people the truth, tell it like a T-I is, that's not what a savvy, that's why people don't like you. That's it. That's why people don't like you. And in addition to that, people who say, I just tell it like it is, I tell the truth, that's what people's problem is. That's not their problem. That's your problem. And if you've ever had, for example, I just had a death in the family. My father died. And if you've ever had a terminally ill member of your family, you know that people tend to come out of the woodwork because they think that there's some things that you ought to know. You know what I mean? People who think, they'll start conversations with things like, I don't know what the doctors told you or what you think is going to happen, but there's some things you need to know. And then they'll start telling you their horror stories of what they experienced when they had a sick member of the family or something, and they project that on me, and here's the bottom line. It's as if you want these things to happen to me. That's the way people take it, and because of that, I now never want to speak to you again. Ever, ever, ever. Because it's as if you were celebrating the misfortune that laid in front of me, and you reveled in that. I am going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you did not intend to do that, but you know what I mean if people have told you things that you need to know. Remember that when you're about to say, I think there's something you should know. If there's something I should know, I will know it. And the literal translation of there's something you should know is,
there's something I want to tell you. And I want to tell you because I like to see people's reaction when I tell them things that are going to be horrible for them. I like that. Just a little bit. I like it.
That's sick. And that's why I never want to speak to you again. Don't do that. So, I hope those phrases cleared things up a bit. If you are noticing that people tend to walk out of a room when you walk into it, groups of people who are talking tend to stop when you arrive. If you notice those things are happening, try paying attention when you're about to say those phrases and pay more attention to what you were about to say after them. Because remember, instead of saying those things, chances are what you should be doing is zipping it. Zip it. Don't say those things. That's why people don't like you. And you'll learn more about if you are the problem in our upcoming video, am I the problem at work? So make sure to subscribe to this channel to get notified for that. And once you've done that, check out DanO'ConnorTraining.com for some of our great resources, as well as your VIP pass. If you don't have one, you'll love it. And then come on back here to watch some more of these great videos. For everyone here at Dan O'Connor Training, this is Dan O'Connor, signing off.